our guys was on one side and their guys was on the other side, and they only sprayed our side. What was the cause of using pepper spray? Like, why was that needed? We're good kids. We're not troublemakers. Like, we're not into all of that. We're trying to play sports, have a good time.
Don't tell us that it won't become fatal if we don't speak truth to power and say this is not allowed. And so these lions of Cardinal Ritter are going to know that they have every right to expect the police to be professional and use de-escalation and use civility. I just don't even know what these parents are saying to these young men on the Lions football team when children ask questions, as they often do, about mama, daddy. What did we do wrong? Why did they pepper spray us? Why didn't they pepper spray the other guys who were pushing us too? Why is this fair? When the police use excessive force, don't tell us that it won't become fatal if we don't speak truth to power and say this is not allowed.
Let's look at this event through the unflinching lens of truth, one shaped by the historical memory of a people too long subjected to double standards, state violence, and the slow poison of respectability politics. The incident at the heart of this editorial, the pepper spraying of Cardinal Ritter College Prep's predominantly black football team after a tense game in Massillon, Ohio, serves as yet another chapter in a centuries-long narrative of racial injustice and unequal protection under this so-called law of the land. The facts, as reported and corroborated, are all too familiar to the conscious black mind. Nearly 24 young black athletes, boys not old enough to vote but old enough in America to be feared, pepper sprayed by police officers after a post-game altercation. Yet police did not deploy this violence against their white opponents. Massillon Washington High School's team and staff walked away untouched, unsprayed, unbloodied by the reality that the color of one's skin is too often still the only probable cause that matters in America. Let's not be deceived by official statements claiming police followed policy and procedure. If the policy allows for children, black children, traveling far from home to participate in what should have been a moment of sportsmanship and community to be subjected to chemical agents, then the policy is an instrument of oppression. If the procedure means those with power can select whose bodies are worthy of security and whose are fit for violent discipline, then the procedure is injustice dressed up in the uniform of authority. This didn't occur in isolation. Malcolm X warned us a long time ago that for black people in America, it is not a question of integration or segregation. It is a question of survival, of fighting for our right to be human beings. What we witnessed on that football field was not mere poor judgment. It was the logical outcome of institutionalized bias. The same bias that tells black children that they are always suspects, criminals in waiting, animals to be controlled. Ask yourself, what kind of society unleashes armed men with chemical weapons upon teenagers for the crime of being aggrieved participants in a sports rivalry while their white athletic peers are merely ushered off the field in peace? The answer is clear to any of us who refuse to believe in the fairy tale of post-racial America. Listen to the voices that matter in this case, the young men themselves and their families. Why did they pepper spray us? Why didn't they pepper spray the other guys who were pushing us too? Why is this fair? These are not only the words of traumatized youth, they are the indictment of a racist system, spoken from the mouths of those most impacted, still taught to believe wrongly that playing by the rules will earn them the benefit of the doubt. But history testifies otherwise. Respectability won't save us from the violence of the status quo. Ben Crump, the lawyer now representing these young athletes and their families, speaks the right truth when he refuses to let this justifiable use of force stand unquestioned. It is not enough to call for apologies or reforms. As Malcolm X insisted, we must speak truth to power, not to seek pity or to beg for our humanity, but to demand recognition that justice cannot be selective. That justice that excludes black children is no justice at all. We who carry the memory of the countless black men and women brutalized by state power, be it the police, the courts, or the silent bystander, recognize this incident for what it is, a reminder that the struggle continues, that the slogans of equality and unity ring hollow when violence can descend so casually upon black children with impunity. By any means necessary, that was my charge, and it remains relevant now, not out of hatred, but out of the undying love for our people and our right to dignity. This editorial is not a plea. It is a warning and a call. Until America confronts the sickness that allows such disparate treatment to persist, the peace it claims to seek will remain a lie. The time for silence is over. Our children deserve better than pepper spray and hollow promises. They deserve dignity now, and not when white America is ready to give it. Let them hear us, let them see us, and let them know we will not rest until this land is made safe, not only for Cardinal Ritter's football team, but for every black boy and girl who dares to dream of justice in this unjust society.